Okay, with that, we will go ahead and move to City Council reports. And this evening, Councilmember Kirchner is the leadoff hitter.
Okay. You're the mayor. I'd like to tag on to what the city manager said, Spencer. Please let your team know how much they're appreciated. That's quite an achievement. So great job on that. So I'd like to say it's been a busy couple weeks. Gilsizer was canceled. Vector was moved to this Thursday, and Oversight is moved to tomorrow. So having said that, it was mentioned earlier, I did attend the Women of the Year, recognized Women of the Year ceremony at in Woodland at the Yuba College campus. Congressman Garamendi recognized women, outstanding women in the district and their achievements. What I thought was really special was at the conclusion of that meeting, he went out of his way to mention what Casa de Esperanza has done. And the reason why that, for me, it was so special is he's got a pretty large district, and for him to mention Casa and spend time talking about that was pretty special. I did attend the museum board meeting this month. It looks like they've got a new director on board after losing one to another area. Unfortunately, they're not going to move forward with their yearly fundraiser, Trees and Traditions. They came up with more of a drive-through virtual option with the idea of going back to normalcy next year. This past weekend, I took the opportunity to go up to Shady Creek Outdoor, the facility up above Nevada City. They unveiled a new Raptor facility, which is kind of cool, where they have like a bald eagle and different things for kids to enjoy the outdoors learning experience. As you can probably tell, I am participating in No Shave November, and it's getting kind of itchy, but it's for a good cause. So, in addition to all that, I would like to do a shout out to Chief Alexander for putting on a great breakfast on November the 10th at the fire station number 4 and the city. It was well attended by and for veterans, the city and others. So thank you, Chief, for doing that. And lastly, I had the privilege of walking in the parade with my fellow council people to a very well-attended parade, Veterans Day parade in Marysville. Weather was perfect. I don't think you could ask for a nicer day, but I surely enjoyed that, and that's the end of my report.
Thanks, sir. And next up is Councilmember Harris.
Yeah, thank you. Don't want to belabor the point, but Spencer and Diana, congratulations to both of you. It's awesome. It's always nice to be able to hear the positive things and then spread the word out in the community when we're there. So it gives 2 more things to talk about. I think James did a really good job summarizing what's going on at SACOG, which is always extremely busy and productive down there. Sabufka, we had a strategic plan update, 4 main goals, 6 objectives. We continue to enjoy the benefit of being the first area with the 200-year flood protection. Dredging continues out at Yuba City boat dock area, and of course now focus is now kind of transitioning a little bit over to our the east levee of the bypass to give us some protection in the south end down there. Attended Yuba City Unified School District Liaison meeting, which was pretty low key. Essentially all we did was go around the table and update the other agencies about what's going on in our own jurisdictions. Still good, always good to touch base with those folks and stay in contact. They were very appreciative of the things the city's been doing, particularly with safety around the schools. I think River Valley was specifically mentioned, along with some pedestrian crossing concerns there at Lincoln Elementary. So they were happy to see that. Regional housing was canceled. I did also happen to Unfortunately, I missed the SIG parade. I put myself in a quarantine due to potential COVID exposure, which turned out to be not. So that was good, but bad that I had to miss the parade. I also attended Veterans Day Parade, which I concur was a wonderful day, very well attended, and the weather was great. I didn't have to walk, though. I was the key of the candy shuttle in a Miata, or a BMW convertible. Also, I couldn't remember. Couldn't quite remember. Got the haircut for a Miata, so I don't know. It's all good. Well, another thing I did was, it was very interesting, and it's I think it's probably I think still, for whatever reason, it seems if it's under advertised, but yet it's a wonderful thing for the community, and that's the Playseum. We have business after hours down there. Not necessarily a huge turnout, but I tell you, my granddaughters go there and they love it. And it's very affordable, very well managed, very well equipped. And so if anybody has an opportunity to spread the word for little kids to go down there, a play place, and they clean up, how much, that's awesome. So, and some good things down there. Touch a Truck, I believe, is coming up fairly soon, which is always very well attended and interesting for the kids to see. So that is it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Been kind of a busy week. I attended the GSEC Chairs meeting in Sacramento. And what I've discovered over the past year is how much in tandem SACOG and GSEC kind of dovetail into all these projects together. So, and by hitting it from two different angles, I can tell we're starting to get a little bit more traction up north, because we're really engaged, the two of us, I know, and I'm seeing that crossover. Yeah. Oh, no, it's all good. You already dished me with my BMW. I get it. So anyway, the key presentation they gave at this one, and it's something that, we all should ponder, and it was about innovation. And it was really, what do you think the biggest challenges and opportunities we're going to face in the next 5 to 10 years? And some interesting things came out of it, because we all think it's going to be the economy and this, but a lot of things started surfacing that it's probably going to be how AI factors into our normal everyday life because of the things we've been through COVID, and how we're going to embrace that. And so tying that into SACOG and how the green means go, and the development of the communities and the trails. I mean, it just all starts dovetailing in. So looking forward to bringing more back from that, but that was the gist of this meeting. Also had the EDC, Yuba Center EDC, and probably the biggest item from the EDC is they are, when I say solvent, I don't mean that they were in trouble. All the loans that they had outstanding that they had taken to loan money out has been all paid off. So they are actually truly functioning as their own bank now, more or less, because they have money in the bank to lend. They're not borrowing money to lend. And so that's a good thing for them. Their financials are in very good shape. I also had the pleasure and opportunity to spend a half a day with Mr. John Nicoletti, and I appreciate his time with me. He took me around so that I could get not only the knowledge we get from sitting on the commissions and committees and at the council and what we see in the community, but really taking me out and showing me what's going on with our homeless community and how we are reaching them and how all that comes together. And so to John, I want to say thank you. That really helped me understand many more things. Sikh community, thank you for holding the festival and the parade. Wonderful. Thank you for honoring us and having us there, and thank you for letting us honor you tonight. And then Veterans Day, participated in the parade, but the day before I was asked to speak as an Air Force veteran at the Yuba City Charter School, and connecting with those kids and helping them understand what it means, because we have a generation that really hasn't seen a lot of turmoil and war, and walking them through the past basically 100 years of World War II, our veterans coming home to ticker tape parades and people walking them all the way up to Vietnam, where our guys were not welcome home at all. And then you tie that in with where we're suffering in the homeless population. So, veterans hold a very near and dear place in my heart. And I'm going to reiterate what everybody else has said. I like the smiles in the back there. Both of you guys, well deserving of everything. And it's like, don't say anything. Your smiles says enough. Thank you for all your work, your team's work, and everything that you guys do. And I will close with this remark. And I just want to say, Mr. Mayor, thank you for everything that you've done this past year and how you've ran the meetings. It's been awesome. So just want to say thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Spencer, to your team, make sure they understand how proud I am of them getting their award, and you as well. We had the opportunity to work with you closely on the budget, and who knows, that may happen again, but I look forward to it if that opportunity presents itself. And Diana, as always, thank you for what you do. Veterans Recognition Breakfast at Fire Station 4. What a wonderful opportunity to recognize the veterans of the city, as well as others. Mr. Kirchner's father joined us. So thank you, Chief. It looks like you're still there. To your crew, tell Chief LeBlue that he's a man after my own heart. Since he burned bacon, he's now banished to dishwashing duty as well. Had the opportunity to participate in the Veterans Parade with the Miata, BMW. Well, I appreciate the parade organizers. I mean, that thing was special. There were so many people there, and the day turned out awesome. And thanks for the rest of us. I think we all had a pretty good time. Councilperson Harris even showed up after a root canal, so that tells you his commitment to honoring the veterans. And it was good to see you there. And I was happy to have you driving and not getting a wreck. But participated in the Nagar Kirtan, and I know several of us were able to get there to be recognized by the Temple Board. Always a special event. Glad to see that they were able to bring that back to the community. It's nice to see some of these events, opening back up, whether it's a Veterans Parade or the Sikh Parade, and seeing our people in our community get out, smiles on their face, having a great time. I think one thing that I would suggest to us today as a council, if you give me a second to make sure I get this right, is I think that from time to time we get a lot of asks of the city from different organizations, whether they be nonprofits or for-profit organizations. And as much as I think as a city we are looked to as a leader and someone that they can come to for financial help, many times that conflicts with those priorities that we have about making sure that we take care of things that the city needs to take care of. So tonight I'm suggesting and asking if the council would be interested in asking staff to produce a workshop. This would be after the first of the year. And the reason the purpose of the workshop would be not only to educate myself, but others in the community, especially those who ask us for funds, to educate them on all these pots of money that I think they think are just almost, always available. And I'm talking specifically about CARES Act money, ARPA money, and now we have this, as Mr. Corliss mentioned, this infrastructure money. And I think many times people think that that's just money that comes in and then we can spend however we want. But as a council, we know, and staff even knows better than we, that there are certain things that money can be appropriated or spent for. And if city council's in agreement, I think asking our staff to to put the bones of a workshop together, invite those agencies or organizations that ask us for funds so they understand not only what they can ask for, but some of the constraints that we have as a city in funding those asks. So if I get at least 3 nods, then I think the city manager, and it looks like I got 4. So again, that'll be under the next mayor's watchful eye for scheduling, but I do think that would be extremely valuable. This evening, I want to close in memory of Pat Miller. And many of us knew Pat Miller. She was a frequent visitor to these chambers over the many, many years. She passed away on November 3rd. She was married to the late Charles Miller for 37 years. They had 6 children, many grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Pat was a member of several clubs throughout her residency in our area: Marysville Rotary, Sutter Yuba Republican Women, Sutter County Republican Central Committee, and she served as the president of the Sutter County Taxpayer Association for many, many years. She was an appropriate and sometimes energized watchdog of how this city and this county spent their tax revenue. And many at times would probably feel like that she was hard to get along with, but I think her heart was always in the right place, and she was always trying to do what she thought was right. And for that, I'd like to close the meeting to this evening in her memory, and also to signal that our next meeting, which is December 7th, is our traditional, what we call the changing of the guard, where we will be selecting our new mayor and our new vice mayor. And that should be a very good night for all of us. And with that, I will close the meeting.